Parshas Ve'era, something very nice from the Rebbe's father, Rabbi Levi Yitzchok. There is two psukim in this week's Parsha that all the Meforshei Torah have questions on it, and you will see that according to Rabbi Levi Yitzchok's explanation, all the questions fall on a side. It says in this week's Parsha that the Eibishter sent Moshe and Aaron to go to Paroi, and then it says these words. This is by Kapitel Zayin, Posuk Voven Zayin. So it says like this: Vayas Moshe v'Aaron kasher tziva Hashem oisim kein osu. And Moshe and Aaron did exactly what the Eibishter told them to go to Paroi, etc. And then it says the next Posuk: Moshe ben Shmoinim Shana v'Aaron ben Sholish u'Shmoinim Shana b'Dabram al Paroi. Moshe was 80 years old, and Aaron was 83 when they spoke to Paroi. This is Posuk Zayin. Comes over here, all the Meforshim, and ask a few questions. The Al-Shach right away asks a question. In the first Posuk, Bob says, Vayas Moshe v'Aaron. Vayas is Loshen Yochid, a singular expression. Should have said Vayasu, like it says in the end of the Posuk, Kein Osu. The Evan Ezra asks, nowhere in the Torah, every time there's a shlichus, there's a message, someone's a messenger from Hashem, does it say an age? All of a sudden now, the Eibishter says, Moshe Rabbeinu was 80, and Aaron was 83. Why is that important here? Rabbi Yonatan Eibshitz asks, if you want to tell me the ages of each person, Aaron was older, so it should have said Aaron first, then Moshe. And also asks the Chassam Sofer, why does the Torah say that if you want to tell me their age, how old they were by this shlichus, by this mission that they had to Paroi, so it should have said that not that they were Moshe 80 and Aaron 83 when they spoke to Paroi. It should have said Hashem spoke to Moshe and Aaron when Moshe was 80 and Aaron was 83. Why is the emphasis when they spoke to Paroi, not when the Eibishter gave them over the mission? Explains Rabbi Levi something very, very nice. Every number in Torah has a meaning. Nothing is extra. So here we have the number 80 and the 83. Together, it's 163. What's the unique number of 163? Comes Rabbi Levi and says an unbelievable thing. And he says that this number 163 is the message of what their whole theme, the toichen of their shlichus. And that's why it says, B'dabram al Paroi. When they spoke to Paroi, because in the numbers 163, this is going to break. This is the opposite of the klipa of Paroi. The Alter Rebbe says in the Kutei Torah, in Torah, and bring it down from the Rizal. What's the klipa of Paroi? Paroi is from the word, same letters, Peidesh, Ayin, Hey, is from the word Ha'oideif, which is the neck, the back of the neck of the person. And Chassidus explains, Paroi says to a Jew, you know what, you want to learn about Hashem, you want to have chokhmah bina, you want to have wisdom, understanding about Hashem, that's fine. But then it's what's called Meitzer Hagorah. Mitzrayim comes from the word, he wants to constraint. And that neck part, he doesn't want to let that what you understand should affect the heart, the feeling. Because the Alter Rebbe says in Tanya Perek Gimel, the normal order of things, when you understand something and you want to bond with it, when you have das, it's called das in Hebrew, then automatically, once you internalize what you understand, it's going to give birth to positive feelings, to a love of Hashem, and that's going to bring you to do mitzvahs. And then it will also affect you to having an awe and a fear of Hashem, which will help you not to transgress the 365 prohibitive mitzvahs, as we spoke many times. So Paroi is that klipper. He says, I'm the neck, I'm the hard part in the back of you. I don't want to let the influence of your understanding, of your knowledge and your wisdom, your understanding, your chokhmah bina, that should affect. So he's what's called the klipper, that's the opposite of das. He doesn't want that you should bond with it. Once you bond with it, he knows he's over. You're going to do Torah mitzvahs, and that's what he doesn't want. So he doesn't care if you think about it. And that's why he's against chokhmah bina. The oiref, the same letters as Paroi. You can look it up in Torah, the Alter Rebbe explains. Now comes the Rabbi Yitzchok and says, now this is hinted that the shlichus of Moshe and Aaron, their job was, like it says in the beginning of this passage, v'yodu Mitzrayim, that Mitzrayim should know. I want you to affect all the Jews with ata haresa ladas. The whole point is that there should be over here, a Jew should learn Torah and understand, and then he should bond with it. Das means his kashrus v'eschabrus, that the Rebbe says in Tanya Perek Gimel. That's the main point. Party is against it, and Moshe and Aaron are here to affect the Jews in a positive sense. Now look at this unbelievable thing. There is a name from Hashem. There's many, many names, and each name goes on a certain level. I'm not going to go into all the details. I wish I had time. There are 3 names. They're called Havaya, Yudke, Vovke. That goes on P'chinas Chochma. Everything starts from the wisdom. In last week's Parshas Shmois, Moshe Rabbeinu came to Levi, says, "What's your name?" He said, "Ey Eke Asher Eke." Eke, it says, the Chassidus goes on Bina, understanding. Hashem said, "You're asking what my name is. Don't worry. Soon I'm going to give them the Torah. They'll understand me." Tell the Yidden to have patience. And then there's a third name. That third name goes on P'chinas Das, where you bond with what you understand, and that's hinted in the name. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's spelled out Aleph Hey Vov Hey, and that's the Rosh Tevis. The Rebbe brings down in many memorim of Es HaShamayim ve'es Haaretz. Aleph Hey Vov Hey Es HaShamayim ve'es Haaretz. You're bonding, you're connecting to heaven with the earth in a person's service to Hashem. Same thing. What you understand, that's like the heavenly part of you. Then you have to bring it down to the lower parts of your body, into your feelings and into your action, and that's Haaretz. That's called the name Aleph Hey Vov Hey. You pronounce it Ahava, Aleph Hey Vov Hey. There's such an unbelievable thing. So this name of Hashem, Ahava, Aleph Hey Vov Hey, goes on P'chinas Das, where you bond with what Hashem. Again, I'm not going to all the details, but really the 2 letters Aleph Hey is taken from the name Eke, and Vov Hey is taken from the name Yudke, because Das combines the whole process and brings it down into the heart. Now, says Rabbi, last thing, last detail. We've spoken many, many times that there is a name of Hashem that you could think about in your mind, in your machshava. So I could think about the letter Aleph, Hey, Vav, Hey. But then there's the way you verbalize it. Aleph, Hey, Vav, Hey. If you add up the letters, how you verbalize it, what's called milui, of the letters Aleph, Hey, Vav, Hey, you're going to get to 163. Look, Aleph, Lamed, Pei is 111. Hey, Yud, 15. Vav, Yud, Vav, 22. Last Hey, Yud, 15. Add up the numbers together. 111, 15, 22, 15. You're going to get to 163. 111, 15, 22, 15, you get to 163. So then the number of 80 of Moshe and of Aaron of 83, together 163, symbolizes that you're going to take this name, Aleph, Hey, Vav, Hey, Ahava, and you're going to tell Paro, your clip is that there should be a separation from the head to the body. Our job is to bond it. The Jew should know about Hashem. So it's hinted in the number 163, this name, how you verbalize it, and that's why the Eibishter said these numbers. And since Moshe Rabbeinu was the main guy to say it, that's why he's first. That answers the Eibishter's kasha. And that's why it says, B'dabram al Paroi, because the whole thing over here, when they speak to Paroi, they're going to break that clipper. These numbered together, the 80 and the 83 of Moshe and Aaron, that's going to bring, that number symbolize their whole shlichus, to bring that the Jews should bond with the Torah mitzvahs, what they learn. They should develop Ava v'yirah to Hashem, that through that they'll do mitzvahs, aseh, mitzvahs, lo yisaseh. And that answers the question of the Alshich. Why it says Vayas to tell you, over here they have to put it together. It's not the 2 separate people, Vayasu. Moshe and Aaron is one thing together. Put the numbers together, 163. Hinted what the shlichus is, to bring P'chinas Das, the opposite of Paroi, and the whole. That's why Dafka over here answers the Even Ezra's kasha. It says the numbers because in this number it symbolizes what their whole mission of the shlichus is, that every Jew should be bonded to Hashem in a true way, his mind, his heart, and through that he'll do Torah and mitzvahs.